Have the makings of a strong squad this season, but they have had to make do and mend today. As you've heard, no Mendieta, formalities not yet completed. The same applies with Danny Mills's loan move from Leeds. Not fit, Echiog, Greening, Job, Marinelli, Macaroni and Rickett. And Kudru is suspended. So Colin Cooper and Zillard Nemeth come into the starting 11. Alan Wright, who has arrived from Aston Villa, keeps his place. And there are two teenagers on the bench in Stuart Downing and Andrew Davies. No problems though for Arsenal. They keep the same 11 that started the win over Everton last weekend. So Sol Campbell, who damaged a shoulder before being sent off, has been past fit. Jens Lehmann and Freddie Ljungberg have also made light of minor injuries. There is one alteration on the bench though. Francis Jeffers starts the suspension. Remember, he got that red card in the Community Shield. Edu takes his place, making it 4 Brazilians on today's team sheets.
Well, two different systems we're going to see today. Middlesbrough with the 3 at the back, 4 in midfield. Janino and Steve McLaren is picked today. One area that would worry me, Martin, is this side here, the right-hand side here, going up and down there. I don't know, you're asking a lot of a 21-year-old to go and play and take care of Cole, take care of Perez, take care of Henry, who like that side of the pitch, and Chris Riggett at 22 behind him. That's a big ask. So if they can control that side of the football pitch, then they might be okay. But when you look at that side, you can see it's possession they need. They need to get the ball to this little magician. If he's on his game, he can keep the ball for spells, he can play people in. The front two will make plenty of movement. Nemeth and Christie will move about a lot. They won't stand up there and be marked. So a lot depends, I think, A, on how they defend, and B, how much possession they get. Arsenal like it here, it's been said time and again this afternoon. It'll be a 4-4-2 formation. We won't see anything different from them. The left-hand side will be strong because Freddie likes to come in. He doesn't do too many of those runs. He'll run from out to in, out to in. He wants to finish his run in the 18-yard box. The others down this side like to provide width, so and that's what I mean about it's important for not only Arsenal to play well there, but for Middlesbrough to defend well there. Interesting to see how Will Todd and Henry will play together up top. It's more two up top than one dropping off. I think Will Todd will stay pretty much central and allow Henry to wander all over the pitch as he does. But it's a strong side, and after Manchester United winning in the North East yesterday, Arsenal will be hoping to do the same today.
Middlesbrough, captained by Gareth Southgate. His manager, Steve McLaren, normally a manager of meticulous preparation, but not this time because of injury and the international clearance problems concerning Mendieta. This side chosen late. It has been primed to have a real go at the Gunners. That's great in theory, but when you look across the other side of the tunnel, you can see the calibre of the opposition.
We're just thinking, remember, didn't last year Kevin Keegan pick a side at Main Road to have a real go at the Gunners? What was the score after 20 minutes?
4 at least, wasn't it? But anyway, that may not be the blueprint that Middlesbrough are trying to follow. Arsenal, as we have pointed out, they rather revel in their visits to the Riverside, winning 6 of their 7 Premiership games on this ground with a 6-1 and a 4-0 amongst those triumphs. And when they do get it right, well, they are irresistible. Jens Lehmann and Mark Schwarzer, the 2 goalkeepers. And Schwarzer did have a spell in German football. He's got a German name and German background.
Do you notice the difference in the tunnel between today and yesterday? More friendly, players talking to each other, smiling, shaking hands. Didn't see a lot of that. So James, did you?
Well, with just this game to go in the second round of Premiership fixtures, only Manchester United and Chelsea have 100% records. Arsenal can join them on 6 points. But to do so, they have to get the measure of Middlesbrough. It's live from the Riverside right after the break. It was very much according to type for these two teams on the opening day of the season. Henry and Perez on target in Arsenal's win over Everton, and not for the first time, Arsenal showing an amazing capacity to play winning football when down to 10 men. Middlesbrough all in red. Today went down last weekend disappointingly in an away game. That's a bit of a trait for them that they want to change. They lost at Fulham, and a missed penalty from Christie didn't help. Oh, the early season colours, grass crisply green, sharpened by the sunlight, and here's Juninho settling for a throw. Towards Boateng. It's in, and it's bounced back Nemet's way.
A little bit of luck first of all, but how sharp was Nemet to react to this? He's literally dropped this off to Christie and it doesn't get there. Full match to Campbell, he does enough, Martin, I think, just to put him off slightly. He puts Nemeth under enough pressure to make the shot a difficult one. Angle against him. I think he should have hit the target though.
Last seen game here, of course, was England against Slovakia when Nemet was on the Slovakian side and Gareth Southgate played for England on his home ground, but of course he's been left out of the most recent squad. But he is playing in front of the England head coach here today.
See what they're doing here, Mark, when Arsenal have the ball. Juninho is obviously, they've worked on this in training, they've split the two front men. Christie's come to the right to deal with Ashley Cole, Nemeth to the left to deal with Lauren. Juninho's job will be, when Arsenal have the ball deep like that, go and pressure the two centre-backs, and then it allows them to be man for man in the midfield, and then have the extra man at the back, where they're probably going to need it at some time today.
Well, talking about the late changes for Steve McLaren, it hasn't affected the front players. It was always going to be the two up top with Juninho just operating behind. But what they have done without Mendieta is they've shuffled it around at the back. They would have played with a back four if Mendieta had played. But more on that later, because Arsenal are raiding here with the Lauren.
Linesman's given a corner.
Colin Cooper shakes his head, but Dermot Gallagher has reacted to Paul Barnes' flag. Roberto Perez to take it. All back from Middlesbrough. Almost stuck with Campbell. Put away by Riggott. Firmino trying to find the exit signs. Perez. Alan Wright, after many good years at Aston Villa, has moved from the Midlands up to the northeast of England. Perez, Henry, now Vieira. Back came Christie, caught out the Arsenal captain.
There's a chance for Juninho. It's high up the pitch. Nemet's quite quick, Martin, and he's looking to get in behind Sol Campbell. Pass didn't get to its target, but bright opening. Tempo's up from Middlesbrough. You do feel that they're going to have to play this game at a fast tempo, try and upset Arsenal's rhythm a little.
Vieira has shown such rhythm at the Riverside. They've been here in the Premiership by and large. They did win here back in April at a time where they were dropping points elsewhere. Kolo Touré, definitely a centre-back by trade this season for Arsenal. Perez.
They're doing all right at the moment, Middlesbrough. A little bit working hard to frustrate Arsenal. They've got plenty of possession. They're going squaring back quite a lot at the moment. And they won't worry them too much. They've got possession of the ball.
Campbell. Got it through. Vieira does, but not to a teammate.
Well, that's the kind of ball they do like to play, that threaded one through the middle, and that's where Middlesbrough have really got to keep it tight. They're going to allow Arsenal the ball in space, then allow it wide.
It's good pressing by Arsenal. Vieira in particular, but he wasn't alone. Towering header by Campbell. Vieira. Can Ljungberg take it on? First touch just widened it a little bit. Oh, it's pushed out, and it must be a goal for Henry. Arsenal, what have they taken? Less than 5 minutes. And Henry, who particularly has a liking for playing in this stadium, scores at Middlesbrough again.
Well, we spent yesterday enthusing about Roy Keane, the captain, and his creation of goals, but what a part Vieira has in this one. I know Ljungberg is a shot, but just watch this for a threaded pass here. control and pass. That is absolutely top drawer, Martin. Kids are watching. Why do you tell players to across the goalkeeper? Here's the example. Schwarzer makes a really good save, but Henry's so quick and he's predatory. He knows that there might just be a chance. Briggett's not going to keep up with him. It's a simple tap-in for the Frenchman, and Arsenal are off and running again.
2 league goals, 1 in the Community Shield as well. Nemeth, who had that early sighted goal that would have given Middlesbrough first blood. Not taken that chance. Arsenal have snapped up theirs. And there's no doubt that they do feel that pretty much everybody's against them at the moment, including, we understand, television. They come out fast out of the traps with a real sense of purpose. Parnaby. Perez intervenes and gets it back from Vieira. Henry, as he likes to do, coming from the left. Perez has gone charging on into the centre. That's the one ball that they usually don't have anybody coming in on, and that was the case there.
They had a couple in the box, which is strange. That's because Wiltor's playing that one, as opposed to Bergkamp. But there are already signs here that Middlesbrough are going to have a really tough day. Patrick Vieira's taken over where Roy Keane left it yesterday, captain of his side. Got them going, set the tempo for his side.
His throw. He played for the England under-21s on the Tuesday. Lauren. Roberto showing his skills against his fellow World Cup winner Juninho. Vieira.
Look at these 3 here on the left-hand side, Martin. This is what I mean. Perez, Cole just backing him up. Henry, and you're asking Parnaby to cope with that? That's a big ask, you know.
Henry. So just waiting a little bit, but it broke Arsenal's way. Here comes Toure. Middlesbrough hanging on here, trying to not be out of the game before they've even really tried to build a bridge into it.
Well, they need to hang on. They're on the back at the moment. Arsenal, I know we're only talking 7-8 minutes, man, but Arsenal are having total control. They're working extremely hard, Middlesbrough. You just have to look around the pitch. The work rate from them has got to be high, because Arsenal are just popping the ball about, pass and move, pass and move. Ideal for the right footer, is it? I wondered if Ashley Cole just went over and said, what about my left foot? But it doesn't look like Henry's going to let him. Maybe he should have done.
Riva. Riggett. Handling powerfully by Cooper. Headed down by Gilberto, just coming Cooper's way. Riva was made to scurry by right there, and then just took his eye off the ball as he was thinking about maybe a return pass. He had some very good years with Aston Villa, including winning a League Cup, playing in an FA Cup final. He was actually voted in the Premier League's All-Star team as well on the left-hand side one season. Cooper. Juninho
supported by Wright.
And that's what they have to do. This is the guy that they do have to get on the ball, Martin. You know, the players that they have, they'll all work hard right across that midfield. You look at Parnbury, Bertang, Bariba, Alan Wright. Yeah, all good players, will all work hard, but you need a little bit of class to open up this Arsenal defence. Janino certainly has that.
Middlesbrough, incidentally, have followed the line of some American team sports and maybe rugby as well, as splitting up the coaches for specialist areas. Steve Harrison, with the spectacles there, he's their defensive coach. I think Steve McLaren, as a former midfield player, would have the midfield, and Steve Round, up there on the right with the sports psychologist here, Bill Bezic, is the attacking coach.
I hope they all work together sometime.
World Tour as Middlesbrough try and put all those different departments together out on the pitch. Boateng in midfield thought he was fouled. Gallagher didn't. World Tour winds up for the shot, and it needs a diving save from Mark Schwarzer. There is a goalkeeping coach here as well.
Yeah,
Paul Barron, yes.
And he's worked him there earlier. I was watching him up there earlier, and he's needed to be ready right from the off. They just back away from World Tour. No one really goes quick enough, Martin. You see Colin Cooper just stood, invited the shot. Maybe confident that his keeper can deal with it from that range. And he was at full stretch.
Arsenal looking for a second. And it's Ljungberg. It was not an easy height at which to strike the ball.
Secret is not thrashing at it here. Because it's awkward, because it's bouncing. Be controlled with it. That's where he is. Just waits for it. Swings it nicely, and you can see the power's all there because the timing was good. Just a little high.
Middlesbrough, of course, had a great record here last season, beaten only by Arsenal, and strangely Aston Villa, their only away win in the Premiership. Remember, this was where Manchester United were beaten 3-1. That still remains their last Premiership defeat back on Boxing Day. Southgate.
That's how dominant they've been in the opening 13 minutes, is Jens Lehmann basically just hanging around watching like you and I.
Cole. Now Pires. Ljungberg darting into the centre from the right-hand side. He's come all the way across the left-hand space here. And what about that from Gilberto? And what about that from Arsenal? This is exhibition stuff.
Well, the top two have started irresistibly this season. This is fantastic football. I warned you about the left-hand side. I thought it was a massive gamble of Steve McLaren just to leave Parnaby basically on his own, and they get ripped apart here, Matt. Look at this. He's got no cover. Briggett's inside, and he just takes his time, and look at this for approach play. Great build-up. Doesn't panic. I'll have a little look. Is anybody on? I'll just chip it over 5 defenders. Little shinny maybe, but the build-up was great. The finish emphatic. Irresistible from Arsenal at the moment.
Well, we might have come here thinking there would be a bit of Brazilian blend, and Gilberto outshining Juninho. He's on the right side to do that, of course, and it's his first Premiership goal. Only partially away by Campbell. I mentioned earlier the 6-1 that Arsenal had here a few years ago. Steve McLaren's first match as Middlesbrough manager was a 4-0 home defeat to the Gunners. Cutting into the centre. Ulrich. Rather turned his back. I think he was worried about going offside.
Yeah, he was running offside, and that's why he ended up running infield. That's brilliant for Arsenal. You know, you're 15 minutes in an away game, Martin, the Premiership. The 2 goals to the good. This is times when you know your team start to pour, and when you've got talent like they've got on show, and they're confident, and they all want the ball, and you understand why this is an absolute mountain for Middlesbrough now.
What do they need? 4-0 to go top above Manchester United on, I think, on alphabetical order, that would be. But anyway, we're very early at the moment. 2 in 15 minutes, they might be looking beyond that. Riggett, time to bring it down. Barnaby. There's a rather crestfallen look about Middlesbrough at the moment.
They're chasing shadows at the moment, aren't they?
Youngberg crosses a deflection on it, and Southgate has to divert it away for a corner.
Wiltorp is arriving. Had it got over him. Look at that, Lawton's in there looking for a header from across.
What do those two make of all this?
Well, he's probably sitting there thinking, Mendieta, oh, I'm glad the Italians were a bit slow with my clearance. And Danny Mills thinking, well, same old story with Arsenal, playing well.
Probably also thinking we'll get into the Middlesbrough team. Campbell! The firmest of headers.
Right, he's disappointed because he knows he should score. It's a brilliant claim from the centre-back. Look when he starts his run and just aims for the ball, and look at that for a towering header. What he does, though, he puts power onto it as well. I think that's the thing here. He actually moves his head, Mark. Now, had he just let that with the pace on the ball, stiff neck, control the header, he probably would have scored.
Over Toure. Campbell's not able to make a defensive header against Nemeth, but it's tied it up by Cole. A bit of leaning in by Christie. There's been help. Steve McLaren. Steve round the other end of that conversation.
You know, sometimes you just have to admit that the team you're playing against are better than you and are playing well. That is the case at the moment. I think the one thing that surprised me about Steve's selection was the changing of the defensive unit, if you like. Well, I think they played with a back four last week. I thought they'd start with that. If they're going to change anything, they could maybe have changed midfield a little, and what they do there. I just think with Arsenal, you need backup your wide players, and at the moment Alan Wright and Barnaby at times get so exposed, the lack of backup.
So Barnaby has been very well groomed in the game. His father Dave on the right is the academy director here, and of course with Mark Proctor, they took Middlesbrough's youth team to the FA Youth Cup final last season and gave Manchester United a very good game in that final. Very calmly done by Lehmann. Christie chased in.
Yeah, truly good starting position though, Martin, when the ball was played, the goalkeeper had.
Campbell. Must have had so many more touches on the ball than Middlesbrough in this opening 19 minutes. Perez. It's as if they're playing with 3 or 4 extra players. Blocked by Cooper. There's Lauren let rip. Now Nemeth. Get away from Vieira. He's got the pass into Juninho as well. Broken up by Toure though. Barnaby. A good run in the side over the second part of last season. Southgate, of course, missing his great defensive ally, Ugo Ekiog. Juninho gets away from Gilberto. Almost they got it back after Lauren's intervention.
Yeah, good tackle. You just got to chisel away back in. That's what Middlesbrough have to do. They have to be confident, not be confident, but they have to hope that they don't concede again. Work their way back into the game. Even if it takes another, 20 minutes or so, man, even if it takes the second half, but they've got to keep the score at 2-0. You just cannot think they can get back from this game if they concede another. Hopefully they create a chance somewhere along the way, take it, and then suddenly, as we've seen in the Premiership, even people who are comfortable at 2-0, suddenly at 2-1, they get a little edgy, and Arsenal have done that over the season, certainly last season. One of the criticisms against them were holding leads.
We touched on it yesterday, didn't we, when Manchester United got in front and got through, got their 3 points, even though they had a late scare right at the end of the game at St James's Park. Just got a little close to Christie, Juninho.
Space for Henry.
And Perez's pass. Wiltor striding into the centre. Henry looks for Wiltor, 3-0. Within seconds of Middlesbrough looking menacing on the edge of the other penalty area, Arsenal have sprinted away, and they are sprinting away with this game.
What a goal. What a goal. Where did he see and how did he play that pass? He looks like he's got nowhere to go, Henry. I mean, this is danger. High up the pitch. Henry with grass to run into. Watch him thread this pass to Wiltor. How'd you get it through? That is just quality. Unbelievable quality. Look at that. Have a tap in, son. Brilliant.
What did you say about that Manchester City game and Kevin Keegan picking a team to have a go at them?
You said it. He picked a team to have a go. City were 4 down after 20 minutes. Middlesbrough 3 down, and the game's as good as gone.
Nemeth.
That's the quality of the highest order. Can't argue with that. And it carries on like this, Mark. This could be anything.
Parnaby. Every Arsenal player wanting the ball.
Every Arsenal player getting the ball as well. It can come left to Perez if they want it. They're pretty dominant with possession, and that's a figure that could rise if they carry on playing the way they are. But it's the way they've used the possession. I think there's been a massive difference in what teams have done, these two teams, when they've had the ball.
Juninho just to drop on Gilberto, then might have found himself in trouble with a fussier referee than Dermot Gallagher for preventing the free kick being taken. Juninho now the subject of plague ham, and the player that Middlesbrough will be looking to for some inspiration in dire circumstances. Straight down the throat of Lehmann, though. Do you think it's a bit of this siege mentality coming out in Arsenal, Andy?
Well, Richard asked me at the top of the show when I was in studio with the lads how I thought Arsenal would react, and I says positively. I think we'd get a massive reaction from Arsenal in the positive sense, and this is exactly what we've had. That siege mentality might be, they may think that the whole world's against them. It actually isn't. If you look a little bit deeper into it, most people are huge admirers of the way Arsenal play football. I include myself in that. And when they play like this, as I said yesterday, when we were watching Manchester United, that could easily have been a booking for Cooper, and it is. But when I was watching Manchester United yesterday, and you and I were talking about it, I said they're hard to cope with, Manchester United. Only Arsenal, and I still believe that, are a team good enough to cope with them. And it's more important, he believes that too. And I think what we've seen in the 2 days, or the game and a half, yesterday and today, is that both big boys are ready.
Last Sunday we saw Chelsea, who could be ready. From Arsenal yet again. And being knocked back by Ljungberg was clever, but he couldn't quite read it or reach it. 1 hasn't worked, Formula 2, Formula 3 to come.
Right. Interesting if he does anything before half-time.
He's a very talented coach, Steve McLaren, and he will be working at it. But
he's working now.
The horse has bolted, hasn't
Colin
it?
Cooper's been moved. He's moved Colin Cooper from the centre-back position into a position just in front of the two centre-backs, which means Parnaby and Alan Wright will play right and left back. Like I guess like a diamond in midfield, Janino. The forward player, Cooper the holding. Dariva and Batang, sort of right and leftish.
Here's Dariva, who was here on loan for a few games last season, including playing against Arsenal in April. And has now signed a 1-year contract. He was with Celta from Vigo in La Liga in Spain. Janino, his third spell with Middlesbrough.
Well, I thought that was an Arsenal throw, I have to say it. I thought it came off Parnaby, so did he, because he just ran away to take up his defensive position.
Christie. Gilberto. Toure.
Yeah, we've got to be careful. The tackles like Adams booked one already. Helps him up.
Quite in the refereeing remit to help players to their feet, and I don't really need a helping hand, Arsenal, from the referee at the moment. Goals from Henry, from Gilberto, from Wiltor. And here's Toure. Thornburgh. Now from the left-hand side again. Perez. Cole is there. He wants to go in that direction, but he never really looked. Henry, Ljungberg. Gilberto. And, you can understand Alan Wright needing to reach for that, feel for that. He wouldn't know there was no great immediate danger behind him.
Not unless he gets a massive shout from his goalkeeper. But Henry did make the run, then checked. Alan Wright wouldn't have known that. That's why he stretched and could only just play it for a corner.
Which Perez will take. Campbell, of course, who came so close just now from a header from the corner. And then it clears, but to no one because Middlesbrough are all back. Campbell. Rigott's header. And diverts it back to Perez. Middlesbrough do get a free kick. It was a foul on Christie.
They don't mind giving free kicks away there. It's not a problem at all to Arsenal.
Now scored 5 this season, conceded 1. Manchester United have played their 2 games, scored 6, conceded 1.
Should be a corner, shouldn't it? I thought that hit Gilberto.
Dermot Gallagher didn't.
The midfield players Arsenal have, Matt, I mean the 2 central ones, must be an absolute joy for a manager to have. They do everything that the modern midfield player should do, and I mean everything. And plus the fact they're 6'2", 3 now. Players have moved on. You know, it used to be if you were 5'11", 6 foot, you were big. Now that's not the case. These 2 have got everything they need, physical attributes.
You were a tall central midfield player then, weren't you?
But you're not now, and these 2 are the modern day midfield player.
Cooper. Toure, who isn't really tall for a central defender. He's very athletic. Juninho. I think that should have been a free kick to Arsenal. Parnaby. Oh, nipping in. And Vieira. Such artistry and authority. Change of pace from Cole.
George Boateng in the last 10 seconds, 20 seconds, man, they just ran about this little corner looking to get a tackle in somewhere.
Got nowhere near.
No.
Arsenal start again with Lauren. Ljungberg. Gilberto. Blocking off by Deriva. It's very, very hard in Middlesbrough's midfield. They have adjusted it and tried to give themselves some sort of foothold in that part of the pitch. Their efforts are producing a succession of stoppages at the moment.
Might have to adjust it again, Mark, at half-time. I think he'll wait till then. He's adjusted the formation, the system. And they might change personnel, one or two of them certainly at half-time. Steve McLaren.
With the greatest respect to the Middlesbrough substitutes, the calibre of their bench compared to Arsenal's. Look at Parler and Bergkamp, Martin Keown, Edu. Advantage play. And we're indicating that. Vieira and Arsenal looking to take full advantage. Cole. He thought he was brought down by George Boateng. Well, Arsenal get us a throw. Ashley Cole has his say at the referee.
I thought it was a free kick. It certainly looked like Boateng just stuck a leg out. Cole went over it. But it's evened itself out. That was a throw into Middlesbrough just.
Campbell. Cooper can only play it back. Riggett, of course, came here from Derby with Christie. Southgate. Into Christie's feet, and Toure in very powerfully and fairly, despite the protest from the Middlesbrough supporters. There's no flag. Henry in against Schwarzer. It was a rather tepid finish, as if Arsenal just slightly switched off, being 3-0 up, and that ruthless edge. Middlesbrough will be relieved about it, but not quite as devastating as it was in the opening half an hour.
Well, weaker left side, and it showed, didn't it?
I noticed just before that, and Henry was almost doubled up, trying to get some air back in his lungs, and even now he's not every player is fully match sharp this early in the season, and we shouldn't forget Henry was late back from international duty, and of course has played for France also this week.
Yeah, you'd probably find his recovery is pretty fantastic, Martin. He plays like that, you know, he's got such blistering pace.
Oh, Nemeth! Out comes Lehmann and does his job very well indeed. Szilard Nemeth at 0-0 and now at 3-0 down has squared up to the Arsenal goal but not found the net.
A quick free kick and they get caught a little here. And it's a lovely little ball through to him again. They're a little bit sloppy, might have been offside, but it just got away from him, Martin. Maybe a bit of foot too far. Gave Lehmann a chance, but full marks the goalkeeper.
Cooper. Fitness, of course, in football is mostly about rapid recovery from making your runs.
No, but he is allowed, Thierry Henry, man. You watch when he plays, and He'll make a run, and he's one of the few players that's allowed just to walk back into position.
He's on the walk.
You know, that's what he's allowed, and that's fair. You know, you've got a talent like he has, then you don't want him expending any more energy than he needs to by jogging back into position, which is pretty much what most other front men in the country have to do.
He's on the move now. He's interested again because Arsenal have the ball. It's Cole and it's Pires. 10 minutes to go to half-time. Henry.
It's a little sloppy.
Yeah, we can see that they have just lost a little bit of their application, and you can forgive that, I guess. Even Arsene Wenger might forgive it. So well have Arsenal played that the match should be beyond Middlesbrough's redress. Even at this relatively early stage. Pires. Deriva. Now Juninho. Arsenal got their back four shaped up. Little passes through the midfield though. Maybe Pires, one of Arsenal's midfield men, to tuck back, and now Cooper, who's walking a tightrope here with Dermot Gallagher, already booked.
Well, you know what happens is Vieira's just too quick for him. I think he makes a genuine attempt to play a bouncing ball, Martin, but Vieira, watch this, he's just so quick at hooking that ball over and catches Patrick Vieira. That's painful. I don't believe it was a malicious intent to cause harm. I think it's just the way it happened. Vieira was just too good for him in that area where he's comfortable and Cooper isn't really.
So how does that compare with what Arsenal are complaining about with Eric Djemba then?
It's a similar one. It's a similar one.
And it's not for me to be a mouthpiece for the Arsenal dressing room, but they would say if an Arsenal player did that, then
well, if an Arsenal player did that, then I would give exactly the same description as I just given.
So more angled at referees than.
Well, maybe.
But anyway, here is Nemeth. Juninho. Will it reach him? It might just do, and maybe it should have done. Or maybe he should have reached it.
I just wonder if Sol Campbell just did a brilliant job of edging him out.
Cooper. Deriva, but just knocked it too far ahead initially. A weak one from Toure. Cooper. Or Deriva, rather, who's played it to Boateng. Speculative.
He's got to go right. He's got to go right. Juninho looks disappointed, right to be there. They had the first real bit of pressure they've had in the whole match. This is a chance. And it's more with Arsenal, I think, have got a little sloppy. It's comfortable, but well, he didn't really give him a nudge. Maybe Juninho should have done better there, certainly with the talent this boy has. Gets in front of Campbell, just misses the ball there, you can see that.
Bounced on by Henry. We'll talk offside.
Yeah.
Well, it is a midfield masterclass from Patrick Vieira. If you want to watch it in closer order, and you're a Sky Digital viewer, you've got the player cam facility by the red button on the remote.
Hold on, I'm just going to put my TV to
Gilberto.
And even the goalkeeper spreading the play now, Mark. Putting in on the act.
Jens Lehmann was away with the German party in midweek. Club teams do find it hard sometimes, the successful sides, when they come back from European adventures as a club, or when their players are spread far and wide, as Arsenal's have been, through the needs of their respective countries. But you wouldn't know it today, would you? Ljungberg, who actually missed out with the Sweden squad, declared himself not 100% fit. Lauren. Now Toure. Perez. Getting the better of Christie. One from Cole. That one is Henry. Shots on. Schwarzer was certainly worried.
It was a little late, I thought. I don't know whether he saw this a little late. Certainly can pass one or two players, but this must be very, very close to being number 4. Just seemed to react late, didn't he, the goalkeeper? Ended up being well wide.
Decent stats for Thierry Henry and for Arsenal everywhere you look. Perez. Vieira.
Well, Middlesbrough players have probably never run as much in 45 minutes of a match, Martin, and had so little of the ball for a long, long time, particularly here.
Kuhnert, who's looked one of the more dangerous players, but it's a square ball that's he's really going to get criticised for if Arsenal do take advantage of it, but they haven't, and now
no way to go.
Southgate. Deriva. Outside batting is Parnaby. Good idea, because Christie just drifted away from his markers, but had drifted into an offside position, but not by very much. Cole. Wiltor.
Change of play here coming up, I guess.
The weight on that pass from Vieira. It was a harder ball to get it into Wiltor's stride. Henry! Well, you thought that Schwarzer would be stranded if it had been on target.
Well, it would have been. Easily have had a hat-trick this half, Thierry Henry. He just starts to show an interest now when he gets it and makes a lovely run across Riggett. And if he is on target, man, I don't think Schwarzer's getting this. He's got enough height in it to get over the goalkeeper and down on.
He's now scored in each of Arsenal's last 4 visits to the Riverside. Henry. Juninho.
That's what I mean about the midfield players. The way Gilberto just sensed there was a little danger. Said he's Colo Toure, don't you worry about it, son, I'll just deal with this.
By the way, your playmaker Lehman just spread the play too far then.
Like most goalkeepers, they think they can play now.
Vieira.
Great. So called pressure.
Free kick's gone Middlesbrough's way in the end.
6 of 1, half a dozen to me. That was just a good battle. Strength.
Notting is a little bit short of full fitness himself and rather pressed into the team by Steve McLaren. I mentioned some of the absentees. Echioglu pointed out Greening would certainly have been in the team. Joseph Job, he's been there or thereabouts. Marinelli scored last week. Macaroni not fit. They've got quite a lot of strikers here, haven't they, when they've got everybody up and running. Ricketts is another one. And that's not mentioning Mendieta and Danny Mills, who weren't eligible to play today.
Is that the first corner for them, is it?
Well, certainly it's been cheered as though it's the first corner. Juninho's going to take it. And Southgate would love to be able to attack it. And Riggett's useful in the air from set pieces as well. He went towards the near post, the ball didn't. It's dropping towards Deriva. One added minute here, just a few seconds to remind you. Bank holiday Monday, Reading against Rotherham. That's midday. Rotherham who beat West Ham, of course. And Cardiff against Derby. It's Sky Sports 1. And also Monday night football from the Premiership, Blackburn against Manchester City.
Better get a bottle of wine or two out then if I want to sit and watch that all day.
Are you watching it?
I might well do that, sir.
I was going to say you're not on it.
Not at all.
Monday nights. Headed by Southgate. 3-0 accurately reflects the first half. Arsene Wenger, who has had plenty to say about things going against his team, will realise that the football that they've shown has really gone for his team. Henry started it, Gilberto with his first Premiership goal, and then Henry set up Sylvain Wiltord for the third. It could have been a couple more as well. And Middlesbrough with, well, a lot of sorting out to do at half-time, but Arsenal have a 3-0 lead at the break.
Unless you're a Middlesbrough fan, you'd have to say fantastic. Really good, entertaining 45. Charlie Nicholas and Gary Pallister are with us. The reaction when we come back, and an update on the news from West Ham that Glenn Roeder has been sacked. That's next on a Super Sunday. It's been blistering. Look at the possession as well. Gary Pallister and Charlie Nicholas with us this afternoon. Well, they have given us something to talk about, haven't they, today, Arsenal?
Well, that's the Arsenal I want to see. That's the Arsenal, even not the normal Arsenal fans would appreciate that type of performance. The goals have been classy. He's still written all over them. I know Middlesbrough haven't performed, but that's the Arsenal you want to see.
You don't want to concede after 5 minutes to Arsenal, do you?
No, I mean, that's the reason we went in with the 3 at the back, or the 5 at the back, which way they want to look at it, to be more solid after conceding the 3 last week, and to go down so early in the game just absolutely knocked the plans into touch. But great strike by Lundberg, as Andy said in the commentary. He's hit it across the goalkeeper, good save, but that's what every good striker does, is follow up.
The whole business, the build-up and everything was great, but if you just watch as the save comes out there, Henry's first to react as strikers do, and I think it's Southgate. He just switched off for that split second, and Lundberg's done the right thing across him, but it was quality the second.
Again, keep your eyes on the clock here. Look how quick this is. Now, you said Middlesbrough sometimes are confused about the system that they would play or should play against Arsenal. Yep. Did they cost themselves here?
Well, I think so. I mean, I can't work out the system, but we've seen it in a brilliant vantage point up here. You could see Gilberto making the forward run, and Perez, patient, waited, and just lofted into his path, and there was never any doubt this was going to be in the back of the net. It's beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful football. It's everything you want to see about attacking football. Defending, you can be critical, but that is just quality.
And Wiltord made it 3 with helping hand from his mate Henry on this left side this time around.
Again, you see him just spin Henry. You know you can't race against him. They switch off, and that's why I said before the game, Richard, that he's the most exciting player in the world for me, because he can see these things. Only great players can see that.
Cute ball,
what a ball. And Andy mentioned in commentary, what a ball. How does that get through that?
Well, it's one of the hardest things in the game, is to put it in the back of the net, but when you're getting set up like that by Henry, that vision was just magical.
West Ham have sacked Glenn Roeder. You probably saw that during the course of the first half. A statement from the club suggests that after relegation last year, they feel they'll be better equipped to come back with another manager. I wonder why they didn't think that in the summer.
Strange, isn't it? McAvenny will be in the frame for that.
Ian Dowie is currently the bookies' favourites. Brian Robson has thrown his hat into the ring. No word from George Graham yet, as another of those suggested to succeed Glenn Roeder. Trevor Brooking will take over temporarily as caretaker manager. We're at the Riverside. Middlesbrough 0, Arsenal 3. What do you do if you Borough? We'll find out next. How do you feel if you're Wolves right now?
This bank holiday weekend, escape with Sky Movies and Sky Box Office.
Okay, well, let's go party.
Discover a movie for every moment. With films to thrill you, chill you, excite you, and entice you.
I'm getting goosebumps.
Experience new horizons and satisfy your taste for adventure.
Bon appetit. Hey, have a nice vacation.
Relax and get away from it all this bank holiday weekend with Sky Movies and Sky Box Office.
Don't let rain damage your brickwork and painting!
Look at my lovely wall. Don't be wet. Use Thompson's water seal.
17 goals in their last 5.5 matches here. Help. What do you do? Oh, well, I suppose the start point is win the second half, is it?
Oh, well, I suppose that becomes a priority to them, but I said before it that I don't quite know what Steve McLaren lines up his team against Arsenal, because they don't look as if there is any real team pattern to it. It might just be that they were trying to get Juninho on the ball and be explosive and get things happening. But it's never materialised. Vieira's dominated in there, and Perez and Henry are having a field day.
I think that was the other great part about the performance, is when Middlesbrough did get on the ball, it was so quick around Middlesbrough, wouldn't begin any time whatsoever. That's another mark of a great side, that they can stop teams playing as well, and when they got the ball, Middlesbrough just couldn't get it back off.
What will Mendieta have? He must be thinking, blimey.
He's checking those signatures right away there.
It can only get better from here. But what do you do if you're Arsenal, Gary? You're 3 up and you're coasting. You looking for more, or are you happy?
I think they're quite happy. I think we saw that in the latter part of the first half. That even though they still had 2 or 3 more chances where they could have scored, I think they just took the foot off the accelerator a little bit. You feel if Middlesbrough were to score, then Arsenal will go on and maybe score 4 or 5. They're playing well with themselves at the moment.
Player cam for the first 15 minutes of this second half, Thierry Henry, who scored on his last 4 visits here now. 3-0 Arsenal. Commentators Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Thank you, Richard. 45 minutes, which have reminded us what good business Arsene Wenger's done this month in persuading Patrick Vieira to sign a new 4-year contract. Robert Pires followed suit shortly afterwards and has been saying over the past few days he might even finish his career at Arsenal. He's so happy at the club. All connected with Arsenal are happy at the moment. They start the second half at the Riverside, leading by 3 goals to 0. And if anything, that scoreline understates their superiority. Ljungberg.
It might have been an interesting dressing room. Not so sure what you can say when you're a coach and manager, Martin, in a situation like this. Start at the beginning of the second half, the way they finished, with Colin Cooper just about to meet this, just in front of the back 4.
Come on, Colin!
Lauren. Tight for Ljungberg.
What this does for Arsenal, what it allows Arsene Wenger to do second half, and the lads were debating what Arsenal might do. I think make a couple of changes. You mentioned about midweek football and players maybe. This is a wonderful opportunity when you're a manager at a club like Arsenal and you're looking at your players to say, okay, let's get another couple on and give a couple of them a rest. And then is that obviously if you're not going to lose any from injury, you can get 3 on.
We'll play again on Tuesday against Leicester. Cross going straight to Cole, which disappointed the crowd. It's important, I think, that the support, which is usually very good here, maintains the backing to the Middlesbrough players.
Well, they were just shell-shocked as a team in the first half, Mark.
What they do have is a very high proportion of locals following Middlesbrough. And Premier League statistics to show that. And they are all in it together today. Also have a very high percentage of female season ticket holders as well. I believe it's 22%, which is the highest of all the Premiership teams. So you'll be visiting them a bit more often, Mr. Gray.
Steady.
Here's Vieira. Right, tracking him. Dariva. Juninho. And Nanet's made a shrewd run. He's very capable of doing that. And he tricked Toure, but Lehmann was almost out there in anticipation before the ball left Nanet's foot. And the clash. Now the medical men are on at pace.
That's the first thing that Middlesbrough won today, and that was a race for the physios to get out to the players first. That's what the cheer was for. But they come in behind the goalkeeper here and just completely run into each other. Actually, Cole's just turning away with time, probably watching the ball. Clash of heads, it could be nasty, that, Martin.
The physios work very hard, but they're not the only people at the club. There's a chance to mention one of the kit men, Vic Akers, the Arsenal kit man. And it's his birthday today. He'll not thank me for mentioning just how old he is, so I'll say he's in his 50s. But he's spending his birthday, of course, up here. And although the team fly back tonight, the players get all the luxuries. The kit man has to drive all the paraphernalia back to the training ground. He's a very popular figure on the circuit. Gary Lewin is the physio, of course. Chris Mosley coming on at the sprint for Middlesbrough, and it was a nasty clash when players get caught totally by surprise. There's no chance to ride the blow. Middlesbrough play Leeds next weekend. Peter Reid and Bobby Saxton. As always, Sacco's got plenty to say for himself.
Oh yeah, I had a chat with him before the match.
Oh, you listened to him before the match?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I listened to Sacco. And they're both up, a little groggy looking, both of them. Always have to be careful with that. Physios, I think, particularly are real attentive about head knocks, Mark, because you, as a player, they're probably both saying, yeah, I'm okay, I want to play on, and you've really got to make sure they are okay.
Showing sympathy to an opponent. But the smelling salts that we've seen, I think Steve McLaren could have done with some of those during the first half to clear his head, as Arsenal ripped apart his team. Steve Gibson, the man who's backed Middlesbrough Football Club to the hilt with his own personal money. Keith Lamb on the right, who's negotiated many of these foreign transfers. He's the chief executive. And Sven-Göran Eriksson also looking very concerned about one of his England men, of course, in Ashley Cole.
Cole looks ready to come on. He's jogging back round, but there's still a bit of problem with George Boateng. Still behind the goal.
Still 3-0, as it was at half-time. Right. Middlesbrough without too much experience on the bench. There's the Scottish international, Robbie Stockdale. The flag has gone up. So Arsenal are back to 11 with Ashley Cole on, but there's some medical decisions being taken here about Boateng, who's a real grafter in midfield, and not one to give up lightly. And Middlesbrough have their full complement, and goodness me, after what happened 11 against 11, they wouldn't want to be light-handed against this particular opponent. Lauren. Gilberto. Toure. Didn't go.
Well, Dermot Gallagher had no chance of giving a decision on the blind side, but Linesman was looking straight at it. Certainly the left arm come up, might have brushed it. Looked to catch him on the chest.
Toure. Cooper. Given a new one-year deal. He's going to be 37 during the course of the season, so it's a proud achievement. Somebody who was with Middlesbrough in the mid-1980s when they were playing in the old third division. Doriva. Ljungberg. Christie, who had a double hernia operation in the summer, has got himself back fit and ready to start the new season, although it wasn't a very happy start. That penalty failure at Loftus Road last weekend would have brought Middlesbrough back into the game at 2-2. You'll never know what would have happened after that, but they were quickly 3-1 down, and they lost 3-2 in the end, as I'm sure you recall. Christie just chased back and caught Lauren a moment or two ago. Dariva.
Just not enough ideas, not enough quality when they've got possession at the moment. Middlesbrough really struggling to make any inroads into Arsenal's back four. Test the goalkeeper. I don't think Lehmann's had a save to make of any description, Mark. I really don't. A couple of crosses he's taken quite comfortably, that's about it.
And the save from Nemeth at 3-0, wasn't it, when he actually got off his line quite quickly just before half-time. Vieira. Bryant together again. That's a free kick against the Dutch international. Easy to pick out a crossfield pass. Cole's position there. Shade into the sun. Lauren. Vieira. That's a little bit of Gilberto there, and this time the two can't hold their grip in the centre of the midfield of the match. And there's a chance for Juninho to express himself. Christie wants to work it to the right-hand side, where he's got Parnaby waiting. He's more a natural defensive player, as that challenge in the end rather showed. Somebody who naturally pushes on to more advanced positions down the right-hand side.
It's difficult when you're in a situation like Arsenal, when you're playing the second half of a game like this. It's warm, obviously, down there at pitch side. Got a game coming up midweek and a game last midweek. You're 3-0 up. You know, you want to win the game and you want to win it well. Of course you do, but they are winning it well. But they want to win it now, conserving energy.
As they play on Wednesday against Aston Villa, who drew 0-0 at home to Liverpool today. And, I don't know how much you watched of that, Andy, but they seem to have some good chances.
Yeah,
Villa.
they did.
Yeah.
Well, Darius Vassell caused a problem, didn't he? Quite a bit. It was a handful for Liverpool's back line.
Biding his moment. Has to make some progress down the touchline by the throws in.
Thrown back with interest, that wasn't it?
Perez. Gilberto. Nothing left of Vieira at the moment. Cole started to make a move from a deep position. Wiltord's already got out there as well. They can play it with a more leisurely air, Arsenal. So much good work done in the first half. It's a matter of securing things in the second. Cooper. Middlesbrough not alone in teams that have been really put to the sword on their own ground by this Arsenal group of players. I mentioned Manchester City last season, Leeds United. Distinctly second best in a match at Ellen Road. Oh, there's a mistake by Wright, and here's Perez looking for Henry. Didn't take it on towards goal. He was aware that Wiltord was lurking by the near post. Southgate, and there's time for Boateng to work it on to little Juninho. A good change of pace here against Vieira. The pass didn't give Christie much chance, but Middlesbrough have a throw.
Well, Arsenal committed 3, 4, 5 players forward there, that's why Middlesbrough were able to break on them.
Canino again, taking them all on. And that's perhaps as big a cheer as we've heard at the Riverside today.
Too little of that today for Middlesbrough. I said right at the beginning that the important possession, the important Juninho. They haven't had enough possession, and Juninho hasn't been able to do enough of that. The magic's still there.
That's an expansive free Kuhnert. Actually, Cole must have had his sunglasses on to spot that one.
I don't think there's any doubt Arsenal are playing within themselves at the moment.
Helped by Boateng giving the ball away to Pires. They've just got the calibre, Arsenal, to flick a switch and go back to that first half flair and effectiveness. It's through to Freddie Ljungberg. Is he going to go for goal himself, or is he put it on a plate for Sylvain Wiltord? They have flicked the switch, and it's Middlesbrough 0, Arsenal 4.
Well, Sol Campbell's getting all the congratulations on the halfway line. He's threaded a pass through, and only he knows if he spotted Ljungberg. Certainly the thumbs up suggests he did, or whether he was looking for someone else. But I tell you what, look at this for a ball. Steps forward, and then it's threaded, it's borderline offside. Then he just, not greedy. There you go, pal, have another goal. Could have taken the shot on himself, Freddie. Would have been entitled to, Martin, from the range is that there. But good players realise when teammates are in good positions. But the ball from Campbell made it. That's what opened up Middlesbrough.
What you've got here are great players in great form.
Yeah. And one more goal takes them clear at the top of the Premiership. Even this early, Arsenal will like to see that.
Some Middlesbrough fans have decided that the unhappy hour that they've witnessed is all that they can take. I'm never sure that you can call yourself a fan if that's what you do, but maybe they've got pressing commitments later on this Sunday afternoon. Good reach by Campbell. Campbell.
You know, when the fixture lists come out, you know, Steve McLaren must have feared the worst, mustn't he? When they thought, who is our first home game? Arsenal. Oh dear. Anybody but Arsenal. It would have been his shout.
Well, 2 years ago, it was the first game. And it was 0-4 then, although Arsenal came very late in that game, you recall. There's a Middlesbrough player down, is it Chris Riggott?
I think it's Riggott, Martin.
His teammates pushing on, Nemeth in particular now. What's the referee going to do here? And that's a generous gesture by Henry.
I think Perez just overran the ball there, and the two of them went into the tackle. Riggott certainly come off worse here. Just overruns it, and then they go into the tackle. Goes in rather clumsily, both of them. Riggott sort of turning away from the tackle, and Perez jumping out of it. You can see there, and just catches him on the hip, I think, with his knee. That's where it's the small of the back.
Andrew Davies played once in the Premiership last season against Aston Villa here. He was captain of the youth team that got to the final of the Youth Cup against Manchester United last season. Member of a sporting family, his brother Mark in the news in this part of the world for his cricket exploits yesterday, helping Durham to success in the county championship match. He's an opening bowler, his brother. He might be a logical replacement for Riggott if Riggott has to go off.
That's one of these painful ones, but another goal scorer for Arsenal, and a day they've really enjoyed. And now he has a real chance, Arsene Wenger, man. Martin, if he wants to take 2 or 3 players off now. Got 3 substitutes. I'll be really surprised if he doesn't use them. I think maybe get to 65, 70 minutes. And say, right, that's enough. On you get Dennis. Maybe Dennis, Bergkamp, Rapala, Edu. Back 4 have looked pretty solid. I think he'd quite like to keep Kolo Toure on to give him another game alongside Sol Campbell.
Riggott's back on, so The entry for Andrew Davies is curtailed for the moment. And Nemeth. I think the referee had turned away, and Nemeth had maybe knocked the ball out of his own reach, as he in turn seemed to be knocked to the ground. And it's Alan Wright, crisply into the feet of Dariba. Parnaby with the interception. Look how quickly Ljungberg was on the scene, but Southgate likewise, a bit of a slide in. Roberto going to ground. He wins it fairly enough there, then Wright tries to muscle his way past Ljungberg, and just for a moment, in that particular piece of play, more than an even contest, Middlesbrough were winning a few 50-50s.
Well, this is a turn here. He just got to ground rather easily here.
The ball's gone, hasn't it?
Yeah, he knows it's gone, and he just collapsed. But Dermot Gallagher has had nothing to do with it, quite rightly so.
Cole. Vieira, exquisite, and will talk. And Arsenal will put a finish on this. And brilliantly worked through midfield. Express train that is Henry. And Wright safely tucks it away from the goal, but behind for a corner. It's super play from Arsenal again.
Well, any defender that gets faced with that situation, that must just think, oh please, why me? You just know he's just going to knock it. There are no tricks there for Tierney or me. He doesn't need them. Just switches a switch and leaves defenders in his wake.
And all Arsenal would be looking for to make their day complete would be a goal from Sol Campbell himself. And he is pressurising in there.
Didn't know a lot about that, Gareth Southgate.
Riggett, I think he's going to have to give in to his injury, so there's a chance for Davies. He's still only 18. Played for England youth team in that UEFA competition in the summer. He'll also play up front as well, but he's primarily a central defender. I enjoy covering the FA Youth Cup, Andy. There's often a taste of things to come the following season. Yeah. Way back to our first Youth Cup final when there was certain David Beckham, Paul Scholes, Ricky Butt, the Neville brothers, and they lost.
Yeah, Leeds beat them, didn't they?
They did. Antonio resuming his battle with Ashley Cole. No shortage of effort. The quality is it's against Steve McLaren's team.
Well, maybe he'll just go in. Certainly, if I was him, I'd go in and say, right, good news is we don't see this lot for a while, lads. Put it to bed. We'll have learnt something, I'm sure, from it. They will get stronger as the season goes on, with players coming back.
And we've got some new players to come in.
Yeah, that as well.
Penny for your thoughts, Gaiska.
Reflective, to say the least, wasn't it?
I understand in his native Basque tongue his name means saviour, but it's not like that for Middlesbrough. If you look at when everybody's fit, they've got a very good squad.
Yeah.
And they've gone through a couple of times the absentees today, apart from those who aren't eligible to play, those who are injured. Kerdru is pretty much like to be a regular at left back. He's only a second game into a long ban for 3 red cards. The only Premiership player to get 3 red cards last season in Premiership games. Perez. Here's Cole. Not a sniff of a disciplinary scandal for Arsenal here at the Riverside.
Well, there shouldn't be at 3-0 up. This is
or even 4-0, really.
Yeah, sorry, Mark. Yeah. 4-0 up. There shouldn't be. It's a game. Control it. Pass it. Work the ball. If another one comes, great.
Ljungberg, Perez. Pretty meaty tackle by Boateng. Juninho.
Shot. Not sure what he had in mind.
Well, there was an angle ball diagonally to Nemeth, but as he was challenged, maybe put him off. Anyway, player cam, Gareth Southgate, part of the beleaguered Middlesbrough defence. Right. Toure. Advantage play. They were hands-on by Lauren on Nemeth. Parnaby. Still what could seem a very long 20 minutes plus to go. From the Middlesbrough point of view, Arsenal fans who aren't here in their full contingent. Obviously, not an easy weekend to be travelling by public transport. And the roads, is it the M1, the A19? That would have been the journey up from North London. But those who are here will have loved it to this point. Boateng. That's nicely put together by Middlesbrough. Alan Wright. Nemeth. Through the legs of Vieira, and the last thing that Middlesbrough needed in the circumstances. Dermot Gallagher getting a bit too close to the action. Juninho. Parnaby, unchallenged, and in the circumstances, even taking into account his relative lack of experience.
That's a poor ball, man. No pressure. Nice pace on it. Drop it in the area. Well, it's going to happen. What I suggested, Mike, and it makes absolute sense. Get 3 players on, give them 20 minutes. Get 3 off, give them a little rest before midweek again.
Dennis Bergkamp came on a couple of years ago, and that other 4-0 when we've been talking about, he scored 2 of the 4 in the last 6 or 7 minutes.
Well, that's what also a substitution that can do. When the players who are on the pitch have won the game, as the 11 have done now, 1 or 2 might have just switched off a little bit, as I said, playing control football within themselves. So when 3 new players come on, suddenly it's a little lift. They want to prove a point as well. Middlesbrough might be a little tired. A wonderful opportunity.
Vieira. Perez knew exactly where Cole was going, and the ball subsequently followed him. It would have been aimed for Vieira, but collected by Ljungberg. Lauren. Ljungberg. Lauren. Perez. Just a little stumble, and we were composing the superlatives again for Arsenal.
Well, for once he just didn't realise how much space he had. Doesn't happen very often.
Juninho came out the other side of Gilberto with the ball. Christie.
It's a poor ball.
Nemeth comes back to Nemeth again, and never in the end quite to Juninho.
Christie gave Nemeth a poor ball, Mark, about a yard behind him at the edge of the area, and he really had to stretch and get it back in and have it under any sort of control.
Here comes Parnaby with a bit more attacking emphasis. Juninho. What a fine stop by Lehmann. There was a slip by an Arsenal player in front of Juninho, which gave him a bit more time to set the sights.
Yeah, this is lovely play. Little nutmegs there, and then another one coming up. And he just used the falling defender to bend the ball past him. First real test for the goalkeeper, he was up to it.
Middlesbrough have a corner. Cooper trying to flick it on at the near post. with Juninho again. Now, Dariba.
Nice catch, comfortable, straight at him. Confident catch that, looked at. Totally untroubled by it, Lehman.
Well, certainly troubled by the earlier shot and responded very athletically. Lenger's got to his feet. He's wanted to make sure that the officials knew that it was time for Arsenal changes. 2 goals for Sylvain Wiltord today. Not the hat-trick because he's one coming off to allow Bergkamp on. Freddie Ljungberg gives way as well. And Robert Pires, Parla and Edu, the 2 midfield replacements. We've got a little game within a game. We've got 4 Brazilians now in midfield, two aside, to give them a ball to themselves. And Dariba, one of them. Good chase by Christie.
You can tell the home fans just want something to cheer about, even cheer in a corner with some noise.
Well, they want to see the first home goal of the season from their favourites. Maybe Southgate can oblige with it. 15 minutes left. Trooper making a run as well, and Davies. It's all a bit untidy from Arsenal, who thought that they conceded another corner.
Yeah, I thought Lehman just kind of pawed it past the post, really. The ball's dipping just at the near post, and look at Lehman, he has to come past a couple of players. Now, I'm not so sure it might have, but this is a save. The little nutmegs there, then another, and then he's looking to arc it past the goalkeeper. Fine piece of football all round, good effort, and a very good save.
There's quite an issue, the Arsenal goalkeeping situation, in that they have spent a little bit of money on Lehman. They don't seem to have much money to increase the squad in other areas. That's why, as we pointed out at the start of the second half, how important it was to re-sign for longer periods the real stars of the show. And as the team tries to get some silverware again this season, of course, that building of the ground at Ashburton Grove is going on and taking a lot of the financial resources away from the manager of the team. Parla.
It would surprise me, Martin, if Arsenal go and get this 5th goal. Those 3 players are just give them a little lift in tempo.
Right. It's over Lauren's head. He'll turn around to find that the flag was up. Well, with that in mind, maybe the player cam is now going to concentrate on Dennis Bergkamp for Sky Digital viewers. I'm not sure exactly what size they are, but they wouldn't be the biggest pair of football boots at the Riverside Stadium today, would they? It's not been a difficult game for Dermot Gallagher, because in truth it hasn't been much of a contest. He's always gone about his work in a low-key manner.
Well, he does, Dermot. That's been refreshing at the beginning of the season when we've seen so many contentious decisions already, so many sendings off already.
Can I read a suggestion from authority that it was the players' fault because they haven't quite got their timing right?
So Philip Dawn said in the papers this morning. If it's a genuine quote, no.
Trying to find Davis. Bergkamp does find Cole. Lauren. Now Parler. And we drop it over on the right, which isn't the hardest thing to do. The mighty Atom has been known in his career, 5'4".
Just got enough on it, Alan Wright.
Toure gets enough on it here for Arsenal. Campbell. And the news to the rest of the Premiership from the northeast of England this weekend has been the usual top two are in pretty much tip-top form. Manchester United took a bit longer to get going to Newcastle yesterday than Arsenal today, who made this electrifying start. The calibre of United's play at Newcastle in the second half was a similar high order to what we've seen from the Gunners here. Cooper. Parnaby. There's a counter-attack for Arsenal in the offing. Parler, who never seems to work quite as effectively from the right-hand side as from the left. And petering it away was Davies. Made rather blind by Campbell. Christie. Offside Nemeth.
Yeah, I thought so. It's close. Oh, we're not exactly in line. I thought he just strayed a little. Yeah, I think you can see that even from that angle, Mark. It was ahead of play.
Gilberto. 10 minutes left. Manchester United got their 4-0 win, of course, last weekend at home to Bolton. Arsenal have still the remaining time here to make this an even bigger margin of victory. We're looking to send on another of their locally produced players. Stuart Downing has taken his tracksuit top off. A little bit of education for a youngster.
I think in a game like this, it's good to do that.
Boateng. Gariba. By Southgate, and he did get away with that one. What a nice sense of irony. A few olays from the Middlesbrough fans, and plenty of them have stayed. In the end, wasn't quite keep ball of the Arsenal variety. But it was an amusing interlude. Stuart Downing, another of the England youth internationals that Middlesbrough have here. Lauren. Now Parler. Henry. Vieira. Gilberto. And Vieira.
It's been like a practice match second half for Arsenal, the 3-0 lead they had at half-time. They just used it.
Superbly kept in by Cole, tight to the touchline. Edu and Bergkamp, two of the substitutes. Gariba also played in Europe for Porto and for Sampdoria.
That's a cheers, mate, that, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not perhaps the way you would choose to play keep ball. Mark Schwarzer is one of the goalkeepers who's had more difficulties than some with the change in the law, playing with the feet, being able to pick up the back passes. Torre charging back. Very committed to keeping the clean sheet for Arsenal. Reading against Rotherham. This is a Bank Holiday Monday football feast for you on Sky Sports 1 there at midday. 5:30, Cardiff against Derby, also Sky Sports 1, again live, followed from the Premiership by Blackburn and Manchester City, 7:30. I think the gardening will have to wait.
You want to get yourself a gardener, mate.
Boateng. So here is Stuart Downing. Played 6 times in the first team before. Has scored a goal in the Worthington Cup. It was at Brentford. Has replaced Nemeth. Remember, he did have a good sight of goal in the few minutes that it was 0-0 before Henry took his early chance. Edu. Henry. Vieira cropping up on the left-hand side. Edu goes ahead of it. Cole. 5 minutes left. And Middlesbrough will be put out of today's agony by the final whistle. They will analyse the shortcomings in their own game today, but the bottom line is they've been beaten by the best of those who believe. Certainly, if you believe Patrick Vieira, who says they were the best last season, even if they didn't win the Premiership. It's hard to substantiate a statement like that.
Yeah, it is.
But you know where he was coming from.
For a long time, they were the best, particularly from the start of the season to well into it. But the fact of the matter remains, Mark, that a Championship winner is the best because they stay the pace and they last the pace longest.
And they have, of course, won 2 championships under Arsene Wenger, 2 Premierships. And they have been the only London club going back over 40 years to take the league title to the capital, which Arsene Wenger knows his Arsenal history. It's a great compliment to what they're about, Arsenal, when they're almost disappointed just to get the FA Cup in a season. Parlour. Christie. Now Boateng. Southgate. I mentioned that the kitman Vic Akers got a long drive home, but it won't be alone because, of course, Dennis Berg doesn't fly, does he? And they spend quite a bit of time in each other's companies when Arsenal are using their charter jets up to the north for the rest of the group.
Not a bad day to go on the road, Mark. I think it'll be fairly quiet.
I'll let you know when I get home.
And me.
The loss of concentration by Lehmann has led to even the semblance of a loss of a goal.
Oh, it's good. His first one was excellent when he picked out, I think it was Robert Perez. Wonderful ball, but since then his kick has been very poor, yeah.
Southgate. Davies. There's Wright. Deriva, to Janino, to Christie. And Vieira flicks it away from Middlesbrough. Edu and Henry. Not much help initially, but it's arriving now. Bergkamp is there, and Alan Wright, well aware of who was around him and steered Middlesbrough out of trouble.
Yeah, Bergkamp just went a little too far. Ended up about a yard off the line, Dennis Bergkamp.
May well be that Bergkamp this season, having signed another one-year deal, might be restricted to little cameos. Edu. So we want to make the most of them. And here he is on the ball again. Southgate too strong for Henry. Downing making a run into the middle. It's Boateng on the ball. He's found Stuart Downing. And he puts it to Christie. Just lacked conviction, really, Malcolm Christie.
Got to hit that mark, and I don't think he needs a touch.
And on the run, it's Ray Parlour. Squeezing it out to Henry. Bergkamp's gone sprinting into the centre. And Henry's missed him out by some distance. Well, that could have been the goal that the crowd have been craving.
I just thought when it arrives there, Mark, he takes the touch when maybe he didn't favour his left, I know that, but I still think at times you just have to take the chance on, even if it isn't your weaker side, when you're that close to goal.
2 minutes out of time. 2 minutes.
2 minutes to go, and Mendieta will be making his way down to talk to his new teammates.
I'll be saying, listen, it ain't like this every week. We only lost twice here, would you, last season?
And one of those was to the team.
Yeah.
Beaten them today. Gilberto. You will remember this game for his first Premiership goal. Covering a lot of ground to volley in, a Pires cross. Scored once in the Community Shield last this season, and of course the other 2 goals for both in the Champions League.
Yeah, it was one of those in the Community Shield last season, his first game, wasn't it? And he scored that goal, and we all thought, oh, more of this to come. Expected him to get 7, 8, maybe 9 Premiership goals.
And one of his Champions League goals was that record-breaking inside 20 seconds effort, wasn't it?
I think he'll be looking to up that tally, obviously, this year, Mark, and I think particularly with Patrick Vieira alongside him, he can get forward, I think, a bit more. Maybe in his second season, a bit more confident about what life's all about in this league now. We might just see Gilberto get close to double figures this year. That'd be a massive boost to Arsenal. They haven't really had a central midfield player that gets near double figures, even when Petit and Vieira were there.
Well, the wide midfield players do, don't they? Now recall your Championship winning team, Trevor Stephen and Kevin Sheedy. Wide midfield players in double figures. Here's Downing. Weimer again, he does anticipate those crosses, gets out very early. Now I'm sure Premiership scouts up and down the land might just have noticed that. What they will have noticed here is the emphatic nature of an Arsenal performance. We've seen it plenty of times from them before. They have a liking for the Riverside, a 4th win in a row here, and they've done it by 4 goals to 0. Gilberto adding to Henry's early goal, and then Sylvain Wiltord was set up for a splendid goal either side of half-time. Middlesbrough didn't lose at home, remember, until the January of the last campaign, but they've gone down first time this time. Admittedly, in mitigating circumstances, the calibre of the opposition, their own team problems as well. So Arsenal, Manchester United and Chelsea make up the top 3 tonight, the only Premiership clubs with 100% records. Andy, a big 3 indeed.
Well, I think the big 3, I mean, we knew that the 2 you mentioned, Manchester United and Arsenal, would be there. The way it would set the standard. We wondered, could Chelsea, with a massive influx of money and players, could they have a good start? They have. I think we're set for a great season. The big 3 have shown us that they're all ready, and it's going to be one hell of a fight, Mr. Tyler, for this championship this year, I feel.
Early days, but an excellent day for Arsenal.
Not half. Charlie Nicholas and Gary Pallister's thoughts when we come back. We'll also name the man of the match. Take your pick. It could be one of 14 in Arsenal's colours today. 4-0 winners, and they go top tonight by virtue of the fact that they've got an A at the start.